Hey guys, Popcorn245 here. And have you ever been curious about how we actually orchestrate the videos for this channel? Well, we use a little tool called Notion. And in this video, we're going to be going through briefly what Notion is and how we use it to make videos like these. Alright guys, so here is my Notion, and I've got a bunch of different pages here scaled in the sidebar, and each page holds like all of your information. Notion can be used to do note-taking, it can be used to keep to-do lists, or run like Kanban boards or project management type stuff. And so when we say like something like it's a database, what we mean by that is that a database is like storing a bunch of records. You can think of it kind of like an Excel spreadsheet where we've got a bunch of rows, which are your pages, and then we've got a bunch of columns here, or properties that we store on each one of these pages. And so if we click on this 245 Days of Popcorn quest here, we can see that we get this view here, and we can see all the different attributes about all the different properties. We can go about setting these different values. And then we have like a list of children, which are the videos underneath this quest, and then the actual like note-taking area down here at the bottom where we can actually take our notes. Now when we're down in the note-taking area, we can use the / in order to access the like quick menu for like all the different blocks, as well as like the new AI features. And so in this here, we can go and like make text or links to pages, to-do lists, headings, tables, bulleted lists. So anything that you can do inside of like Google Docs or something like that, you can pretty much do inside of a Notion document and then some. They've also got buttons and columns and all kinds of different stuff, even embeds for different things like Google Drive, Google Maps, Figma, etc., with more sure to come in the future. So that's kind of the overview of the Notion kind of general style and layout. So let's talk a little bit more about the different pieces that we put into place on our board. So our board is really broken down into some big blocks here. And so each one of these is like a type or a template for like one of our pages inside of the database. And so each one of these templates, these main templates, kind of help keep different tags and different things like set and different attributes, properties set on these things. And so we can use the missions in order to create goals based on objectives and key results. So this Popcorn245 is part of our Madness Productions company, getting that off the ground and everything. And so this is like a quest underneath that. And so a quest is a large, collaborative, overarching initiative. So quests are usually like a thing that we want to get done that we can track. Like we want to go from point A to point B. I want to get a login screen built, or I want to get a new feature put in, or I want to have 245 days of popcorn, right? It has a very determined set of time that it's going to take, and it's going to take multiple people's efforts. So it's not going to be a task, which is more like one-to-one. It's going to be something where there's multiple people probably working in it, and so it's going to take a little bit more time, and there's going to be children underneath it. So then there's tasks. So tasks are the actions that make up the quest. So these are the actual individual things that you'll go about doing. And then there's some other like specialized versions of tasks like bugs and video cards, which just really is another way of like it's a task and it's a child underneath a quest, but it's supposed to have like some basic stuff set on it to give us some information on whether it's like a video specifically, are we making a video on a channel, or are we just like making a bug fix on some code, or some kind of basic request or something like that. Because again, we use Notion as not only a documentation tool, but also as like our tool for keeping project management and support and all those kind of things in line. Now up here at the top, you have what are called the views. So each database can be cut into different views by setting filters and setting sorting criteria. As well as if you go into the layout, you can set a different layout as far as a table layout, a board layout, a timeline layout, calendar, list, and gallery. And there's some more options that you can kind of configure and tweak. But the basic ones are just basically setting up whether we want a view like this where it's a table, or we have like a Kanban view where we've got, if you're familiar with Jira or Trello or something like that, we've got a very column-based layout, and we can drag our cards in between these different columns as we're working on them, moving them from pending to in progress to review. And the purpose of all of this is like once we move the work through the board and we change status on things, this gives us notifications and alerts to let the people that we're working with the card on different alerts and notifications. It also allows us to like go into each one of these. We can capture notes and comments under these guys in order to let people know what we're working on. Outside of that, these views, again, they're used to pretty much just group your data in some way. So for instance, if we wanted to have a view where we just want to see what we need to focus on currently, we have a view where we can click on this and it gives us a list view with just the stuff that's tied to us. We can get a just tied to me view where we can see just the things that are tied directly to me. And then here we have like the Popcorn 245 view where I'm specifically cutting all the videos and the content for the Popcorn 245 channel. So what does making one of these videos look like running through this process? So usually it starts with, again, first defining our mission. So defining like what's our general goal. Our goal for this was to start a production company and to really get a production pipeline in place. And so that's our mission. And then our quest underneath that, one of them is this 245 days of popcorn. You can see I've got this little expanding arrow because I've got some children set to this quest here. And I'm tying other issues that are on the board, other pages that are on the board to this quest here. And so we can see them now listed underneath. And now you can see all the different videos that we've released thus far. We can see the first video all the way up to today. And so when we make one of these, we start by basically creating the general idea and subbing out the card. We then go about creating the concept. Let's find a more ironed out one here. So here you can see we have the link to the final video complete at the top. We have a little description about what we're doing. So I've spent the most time live singing, and so we kind of give a description of what we're trying to do. And then we've made this kind of process here with Madness Productions in order to kind of like run us through, keep us on top of all the video process. And then we've got like all the information that goes into it, and then some reference stuff, so like the original recordings and some YouTube videos and stuff like that to help us build the project. So we kind of document everything underneath our tasks and then our quest, and then that is what we use to then go about assigning some party members as well as champions in order to kind of delegate and work with each other on these projects. So you can see these fields here. We can go about tying all the different members on the team to these different pieces of work, and that's how we get queued up for different alerts. Again, you're in control of all these pieces. One of the most difficult things about Notion is the fact that there are templates, there are things that are pre-built that help you along the way, but for the most part, you kind of have to roll your own solution. However, I found that one of the best strategies here is to kind of follow some good GTD, getting things done strategies, and that usually comes down to like one, having some big goals, what you might call like an epic inside of like a Jira board, and then having your like actual like stories and stuff like that, and then you have the actual tasks and stuff like that. And so there's kind of like 3 layers, and then you can create relationships between these guys in order to nest children underneath. And so we're using that in order to even give us like a progress bar to see like, hey, how far are we through this project or whatnot. We are obviously not 23.9, but that's just because I haven't documented all the different videos for the 245 days yet. So yeah, so that's how we use Notion here to run this project. So as of the time I finish this recording here, I'm going to be coming back into this card here. I'm going to be making us up the thumbnail and the description, and that is what you will be seeing on this video. So there you have it. That's how we use Notion in order to put these videos out. If you like Notion, feel free to check out the link in the description to download it and give it a try for yourself, or check out the Notion YouTube channel where they have a lot of other resources to get you more familiar with the tool. If you want to see more content like this, or maybe a deeper dive into exactly how we use it, or maybe even how we use it to do budgeting and finances, give us a like and a comment down below. Thanks for watching. 245 out.